G'day guys, welcome to part 1 of ripping out the slate tiles. First we had to remove everything that I possibly could. Then we got stuck into it using the little Ryobi hammer drill. Now for this amount of slate, I definitely wouldn't recommend using a tiny little drill like this, nor would I recommend using the tiny little Azito 12 litre vacuum to try and suck up all your debris. It does get clogged pretty easily, so if you are going to do something like this, I would recommend getting a bigger drill and probably a bigger vacuum. Did get myself a pair of those Fangdangle Milwaukee knee pads. They are absolutely amazing on the knees. You can barely even feel it, but the bending over and pushing you back into getting all these tiles up was absolute arse. Definitely do not recommend it. Got sick of doing all that, so I went out and got myself a 16 kilo demolition hammer, and I also got a trolley to be able to push it around. So here we're just unboxing the trolley, and we're going to try and work out how to put it all together and how to mount that demolition hammer onto the trolley without hurting myself too much. Getting everything out of the box was pretty simple to put together. Now, I wouldn't recommend using the tools that comes with it. Get yourself an Ugga gun and just use the Ugga to get everything in, all the bolts on, and you should be fine. Setup's pretty easy. Took me maybe 15 minutes to half an hour to get it all together and get the drill on. Getting the drill on was definitely the hardest part, and we'll go through that one in a minute. Alright, so then we got to the part that holds all the drill onto the trolley. Now this part absolutely pissed me off to no extent. It was, I don't know if it was me making it difficult, but man, it absolutely sucked. Every time I put the drill on, the whole lot would fall apart again, and it was pretty hard to put together by myself, but we ended up getting it all done. And yeah, I'll skip through this bit because it pissed me off. So once we wheeled it all inside, we got that big tile scraper on the front of it. Absolutely amazing to rip up the tiles. Doesn't dig into the concrete either, which is also great because I want a nice clean surface and a nice flat surface that I can tile on later on. Now, ripping up these tiles, it does create a lot of dust. Sometimes you can create a ramp. And basically what the ramp is when you don't really get underneath that tile, and it kind of just shaves that tile into a little ramp. I did have quite a few of these. It does piss you off to no end. You do have a normal chisel attachment that you can put on, but I did find out that chisel attachment will go through concrete, and it's not until it's a bit too late that you realise that you've actually dug a good inch into the concrete, and yeah, wife's not going to be happy about that one. Look, I didn't have a mask on this one. I do have my safety thongs on though, and I do have my safety shorts and shirt on. So look, I was only going to go in for a little bit and see how it goes, but it's kind of like peeling the wrapper off of something new. Once you start, you just can't stop. It is quite addictive, and just being able to peel those tiles back like that is quite something. Now, cleaning up, one thing about having the big jackhammer is, yeah, you get to get through it pretty quickly, but you also create a bigger mess. Sweeping it all up and then putting it all in the bucket, taking it all the way out, well, not all the way outside, it's a couple of steps, but anyway, taking it all outside, chucking it in the skip bin, then sucking up all the finer dust. Now, this was basically just for a bit of dust mitigation to stop it all from going through the whole house. Once again, vacuum cleaner pissing me right off and just getting clogged up with a lot of crap. back down on my hands and knees and getting it all into my little bucket and taking that bucket out. Once again, bit of dust mitigation, sucking some of that up. Oh, look, vacuum cleaner's pissing me off again. Yep, sweet. Look, the little Azitos, look, they do a good job, but probably not for this purpose. One thing about shale is it is fucking sharp. So I guess if your wife tells you that she wants to get rid of all her slate flooring, make sure you get some gloves so you can pick it all up nice and neatly without slicing your fingers and your hands to a million pieces. One of the reasons why I did get the knee pads as well, because I don't really feel like having my knees cut to shreds. But look, that was all in half a day's work, and we came in the next day and we started going all over again. Now, probably the second day of doing this was when a lot of the dust actually started. My dust mitigation on this day I kind of just went hell for leather on this day and just started peeling everything back, and that's where I dug my big hole in the concrete, and I didn't realise until it was too late. So, oh well, looks like I'm going to have to fill up a hole in the concrete, but that's fine. I'm going to get tiles over it anyway, and hopefully those tiles come in soon. Back onto the scraper and back into cleaning all up. Now with this one, I decided to just push everything over to the side and just keep on going. In the long run, I guess it was probably not a bad decision, but not a great one either. The amount of dust that's now in the house is absolutely insane. But look, that trolley just makes the job so much easier, improves everything. It's nice and easy to get a nice flat sort of finish, get under the tiles really well, and saves my back from getting absolutely fucking flogged. Getting in underneath the skirting boards rather. Look, it's not going to be perfect. Skirting boards are going to have to come off anyway for when I start tiling the place. But look, this massive jackhammer, can't fault it. It's going strong, and really looking forward to getting the rest of the house done with this bad boy. So that's the end of, week one. Look, if you want to like and follow for the rest of the journey, please feel free. And we'll see you on the next one. Next one will be ripping out the lounge room, or the slate in the lounge room. We're going to do that one in quarters. Cheers, guys.